fishing news is brought to you by Shoreline Insurance, Navionics, Okuma, Yozori, and the Star Island Yacht Club Shark Tournament.
The story was the win for the opening day of striper season, but Billy O'Brien here got it done in Sheepshead Bay with his first keeper striper. The weather this weekend is looking tough again, with the fan being on high for most of the weekend. Sunday looks like the best day for fishing in the bays, but the ocean still looks like it will be off limits. This week's East End fishing forecast is brought to you by EastIslandYachtSales.com. Check out this 44-foot Hendriquez that's canyon ready for you. Now, let's get to the latest reports. On the East End, not much to report yet. Most of the boats are still out of the water, but lots of reports of bait moving into the Peconics from Shinnecock, like bunker spearing and chub mackerel. May is just around the corner when the East End typically comes to life. The South Shore reports are brought to you by Orca Coolers, available at Marine Mate in Lindenhurst. Hawaiian Dan has tested the Moriches area with no luck yet. He reports that the dredge has things churned up. Lots of seaweed and algae, not many birds or signs of bait. Check this out. Joseph here was fishing Kaler's Pond in East Moriches last week and hooked into a beast of a carp that weighed in at 23 pounds. He noticed some boils and pitched out a bread ball, and the fight was on. Jordan Leonard had this 3-pound flounder from the Great South Bay yesterday with his dad Scott of Top Gun Charters. The fish was 18 inches long. There are some flounder in the Great South Bay. Now let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Tim, the Fire Island Great South Bay fishing report is a little bit slim this week. Weather's been horrible. The wind's been blowing like crazy. We had 2 days of solid fog over the weekend. And probably in the last week there was only maybe one, at most maybe 2 days that were fishable. And from what I heard, the only thing I do know, a few flounder were caught in the State Channel, a couple over on the usual grounds over by West Channel, and a lot of bait in the ocean. There was a lot of bunker just east of Fire Island Inlet. So the bait's here. We're waiting for the big fish to move in, and hopefully that's going to happen in another week or two. They're beating them up in Raritan Bay, but over here it's been a little bit on the quiet side, but I look for that to improve. So hopefully next week is going to be better, and that's pretty much it for this week.
To the west, Joey Leggio made it out yesterday with his friend David. They ran to the Rockaway Reef with green crabs and picked a few keepers. They had about 20 fish in all, mostly small. They reported that the water temp was only 46 to 47 degrees. Now let's check in with Chris Ludwig with some freshwater and saltwater action.
Thank you, Tim. What's going on, guys? So this past week, the pickerel action's been completely on fire, and the striped bass started to turn on, thank God. So the pickerel, we were catching them on 4-inch Kitech easy shiners, inline spinners, along the edges of lily pads and falling over trees, basically structure tight to the bank around the Hempstead Lake area. And the striped bass in the back bays of the 5 towns, just walking around again with variations of Kitechs and throwing them when the tide changes.
From Staten Island, we have this red-hot report from Mike Sentry.
Thanks, Tim. Hey, fishermen, what can I say? Striped bass season has been phenomenal. Went out a couple days ago, caught about 20 to 25 bass, all keeper size, some around 17 pounds, some over 25 pounds. It's been fantastic. This striped bass season, for as far as I could remember, is the best one I have ever fished. So get out there. Use them mojos, use your spoons, use your top water plugs. These bass are breaking water. Find the birds, you will find the bass. It's that simple. There's just so much herring and bunker in the water, guys. It's just phenomenal. So get out there, do some trolling, do some jigging. The guys on the Raritan Bay have been doing phenomenal, and that's mostly where I've been fishing. So you can tell I just got back from a trip fishing right now. So did very well today also. Here's a couple pictures. And again, spool up your lines and let them fat girls go so they could grow.
Earlier in the week, Raul Ortez, the urban angler, fished Staten Island. He had a great morning with fish from 10 to 40 pounds. His personal best was 22 pounds until now. He landed this 42-inch fish weighing in at 40 pounds, which he promptly released after the photo. He said the action lasted over 3 hours. On the North Shore, we're light this week on reports. Some of the shops are reporting schoolies and flounder in the bay and coves. No video report from Fred this week, but he did tell me that a major influx of small stripers lit up the surf scene this past week, catching many surfcasters by surprise. Good reports were spread from Jones Inlet through Fire Island. Bass season is here and the Marine District officially opened this Monday. Lead heads and soft plastics have been getting it done. Speaking of the surf, be sure to check out Toby Lipinski's great how-to on rigging an eel skin plug. If you'd like to be part of our weekly video fishing forecasts, we're looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting from around the New York and Long Island area. So if you're a captain, a tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact me at libayrat@gmail.com. For links and more information, be sure to check out this video's description on YouTube. Remember, like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. And of course, be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine to be part of the Dream Boat contest. Get out there, catch them up. For thefisherman.com, this is Tim C. Smith reporting from my vacation down in Florida.